Welcome to ChronoGo. This is the review of the Seiko SNX G47, a very special watch for me, and it's that this watch was probably the second or third watch that I ever purchased. Now I'm gonna be doing a review of this watch, and we're gonna be checking the features of the watch, we're gonna be checking the dimensions, and what are the pros and the cons. I'm gonna leave a link to this watch in the description, and as you probably already noticed, I'm not using the stock bracelet, and I'm not using nor even the stock clasp that comes with this bracelet. So I'm gonna leave link to the bracelet in the description and also to the clasp. Now, I'm gonna be talking about a bit of the Seiko SNX series. That's part of the Seiko 5 lineup and is part of the previous generation of the Seiko 5, which lasted a lot of time, probably launched around the 80s. This model in particular was launched around the 1990s, and the reason I know that is because the caliber, the movement they are using, and that is the Seiko 7S26, a very popular movement used in a lot of watches and a lot of iconic Seiko watches, and that's very nice. It's a bit outdated. Seiko has replaced that with the new generation of movement, but I'm gonna be talking in deep about that in just a bit. Let's start by checking the dimensions of the case. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe if you're liking this type of reviews. This is on the smaller side. We have a 37 millimeter for the case size. We have 19 millimeters in lug width, and this is something that might be a bit annoying because how difficult it's going to be to find straps or bracelets for this watch. And the reason being is that most of bracelets comes either in 18, 20 or 22 millimeters, and this watch being in 19 millimeters. It's going to be a bit more complicated, but as I said, I leave a link in the description for this bracelet in case you like it. You might be wondering, in case you're new to the channel, why I show the bracelet, the watch with this bracelet instead of the stock bracelet. And the reason is that I like to show the watches as I wear it. This watch has probably 1.5 years with me. I've using this watch a lot, and I like to show the watches as I use it. There's probably a lot of reviews out there of watches as they come with the stock bracelet and everything, but for me this little upgrade is a must, especially if you're considering to buy this watch. That bracelet is not too expensive and makes the watch to look a lot better. As I was saying, there's multiple styles of bracelet. Talking about the bracelet real quick, the bracelet that comes originally with this watch is widely known, is the watch that comes with plenty of this model of watches. But in my case, I've seen a lot of people pairing this watch with bracelets like, for example, the Oyster style, Jubilee style, or the presidential style bracelet. Those are available for this watch in case you want it. For me, the one that goes better with this model in particular is the Oyster style type bracelet. Jubilee I tried on, I didn't like it, and the presidential is okay in case you don't like the Oyster style. So, but for me, the best is this. Now we have a clear case back, which is very nice to see. We have date and date, which is really nice to see as well, and we have Lume on the hour hands, and you probably cannot see it, but there's a slight, really small point of Lume at the end of the hour indicators. I'm gonna be showing how the Lume performs in a bit. It's not the best Lume, but it's kind to have. It's nice to have it. The best Lume is obviously on the hour hands, but it's kind of cool to have it there in the hours indicators as well. I really like to have a good Lume on the watches, especially when I'm in a dark environment, to be able to see the hour. That's very nice, and I really like that. Now, As I was saying, the movement is outdated. Seiko relaunched the Seiko 5 series. We have reviewed a lot of Seiko 5 watches in the channel. Well, not a lot, but we already reviewed some of the new Seiko 5 lineup, and they come with a new movement. I believe is known as the Seiko NH34, NH35, NH36, NH38. Those have the hacking seconds hand, and also you can manually wind it. In this case, you cannot wind the watch manually, and if you are going to set the hour, the second hands won't stop, meaning it's not a hacking watch. So it's not a biggie for me, especially when I'm setting the watch. Usually the watch is out of power reserve, so when I rotate the hour anti-clockwise, let me see if I can check it here. I'm not sure if this watch has a lot of power reserve, but if I rotate the watch anti-clockwise, I found it here. You can stop the hour, the second indicator, and then you can rotate it again in order to make it go again. So that's nice. That's how I set the watch in case I wanted to have it precise to the second. Talking about the movement performance, really performs okay, around plus minus the single digit in a day, which is very nice for how old this movement is. I was able to pick this watch for around $115, I believe it was, but nowadays this watch, and along with all the watches from this same lineup, from the Seiko SNX series, has gone up like crazy. And the reason for that is that Seiko discontinued all these watches, which is a shame. Yes, they replaced it with a new lineup, which is way more modern, better bracelet, better movement, but these watches are still iconic, and for that reason they have gone up like crazy in price. I think this watch is nowadays around $150, $170, probably even around $200, which is a lot. It's way more than the MSRP price, but again, it's a watch from the 1990s and still look and perform well. So I kind of get why the price has gone up. I'm not okay with the prices going up this far, but hey, it's the market. There's nothing we can do about it. So I wanted to show you real quick the Lume. Let me turn off the lights. I'm gonna be showing the Lume. Let me put this to charge for a second. And as you can see, there's some Lume, not the best Lume, but there's some Lume in the hour hands. And as you can see, there's a point of Lume at the end of the hour markers, which is very nice. Looks very sharp, very nice, but it's not, especially the hour ones, it's not gonna last a lot. The one on the hour hands is gonna last a bit more, but it's definitely not the best Seiko Lume on a watch I have experienced, but it's still nice to have. As you can see, there's something really nice in the dial, and it's the pattern. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. And there has some sort of texture in it that is really nice. The white tone on this watch is really nice. Now, I want to tell you, when I bought this watch, I thought I was not gonna like it, and I thought I was going to be ending up returning it. But the moment I saw this dial with the tone of gold, I think it's just stunning. That pattern is very nice as well, and if you see it at a certain distance, it looks totally white, but as you can see, has some texture on it, which is really cool to have. Really nice texture there. So it's a very nice looking watch. It's on the smaller side, and as I was saying about this bracelet is not too expensive, and you can replace it relatively easy. And I also replaced the glass, and the reason for that, let me take off this watch so I can wear it and show it to you. The reason I replaced the clasp as well is because I like to have this on the fly adjustment, which is really nice to have. I really take advantage of that to have the watch wearing in a perfect fit. Now, as you can see, the watch is on the smaller side, but wears very nicely and bigger than you would think, considering it's 37 millimeters in the case size. I have a 6.25 inch wrist, so it's a pretty average wrist size for men's, and the watch tends to wear bigger than the paper says with those 37 millimeters. Now, having count because how close I am to the camera, the watch might appear a bit larger, but still looks really nice. Obviously, it's on the smaller side. Remember, the watch was launched in the 1990s, so obviously the trend for that time was to wear smaller watches, but that trend is coming up again. So, but still, this watch is definitely obviously on the smaller side, but it's not looking as small as you would think. Obviously, you can see it right there. That looks just fine. And with this bracelet, I think it does the job really nicely. I do love the way this watch looks, guys. What do you want me to say? I thought because of how simple the watch was, I was going to not like it, but I ended up loving it and using it a lot, way more than I thought, especially because how simple it is. The white dial always goes well with everything pretty much, and the case size, it's a very elegant size, so you can pair this watch easily with a leather strap, with a nylon strap. For me, this is the perfect bracelet to go with, and if you, in case you wanna pair it with a strap, I would go for a leather strap, but this watch is a very versatile watch. So I want to talk about a bit of the pros and the cons of the watch. Now, let's go first with the cons. The con number one for me would be how crazy the price of this watch has going the last few days. Again, it's an old generation watch, whatever you want, but this series of Seiko, there's a lot of people calling it the baby Rolex, because how similar, not this model in particular, some other models, but they are saying that it looks a lot like a Rolex Datejust watch. So, and also because these watches are discontinued, the prices have been going up like crazy. If that's not a problem for you and you want to go for it, well, go for it, enjoy it. It's a very nice looking watch, and it performs okay. Yes, it doesn't have a modern movement, meaning you cannot have the hack and hand winding, but it's still a very nice watch. The second con, I would think, is the lume on the watch. I know that's not a problem for most people, but for me, I like to have my watch with a very nice lume, because I just love it. What do you want me to say? I really love to have a good lume. So not having that is obviously a con. Might be not a problem for you, but for me, it's kind of a con. And the con number three would be having an outdated movement, which you cannot unwind, and also because how old the watch is, you only have 3 ATMs of water resistance, which is not a lot, especially if you want to get this watch in a pool. The new generation of these watches are have a water resistance up to 100 meters, which is way better. So that would be my three cons. So I have heard a lot of people complaining about how thick the watch it is. For me, that's not a problem, and it's gonna be one of the pros actually, how many pieces out there are available for this watch. So for example, there are mods in case you wanna make the watch slimmer. There are back cases that you can replace in order to make the watch slimmer. As you can see, there are bracelets. There's even this bezel. You can replace it and put a bracelet with the I don't know how you call those with the texture, so to make it look like a Rolex Datejust. Not for me, but in case you want to do it, there's mods for that available. There's pieces in case you want to buy that as well. So that's really nice. There are pieces of the for a crystal, which I forgot to mention. In this case is mineral, but there's sapphire crystals out there available in case you want to change this one out. So pretty much everything you would imagine there's available for this watch in case you want to replace it. So that's a huge pro. How widely available is there for community in case you want to share in forums or whatever. There's a huge community about these watches in particular. Now the pro number 2 would be how versatile it is. Now remember, this watch was launched in the 1990s, and for me, you cannot tell if this watch was launched, obviously apart from the movement, if this watch was launched recently or not. Is for me a temporary watch, and it's very nice looking, especially if you pair it with a good strap. And also the other pro I like about this watch is how simple it is. Like the color scheme, the case size, case dimensions, how wearable this guy is. You can take it pretty much anywhere and goes along with pretty much everything. That's a very, very nice looking watch. So that's been it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think about this watch if you're planning to buy it, if you already have it. Let me know if you have any questions in the commentary section below, and I'm going to be more than happy to reply to all of those. See you guys on the next one.